back to my channel. Today's video is going to be some tips that I have compiled about how to not be a quote-unquote dry texter. Sister actually gave me this idea to make this video. So by a dry texter, what I mean is someone who is like horrible at keeping a conversation. You kill the conversation and then nobody really wants to talk to you. And before I give these tips, I do just want to say that if one of the reasons you're being a dry texter is because you don't want to talk to the person, just don't talk to them. I'd rather someone, personally me, be honest and say, hey, look, you know, I'm just not really interested in talking, or I'm super busy all the time. I come up with a lame excuse or straight up be a savage and be like, you're lame, I hate you. Like, I don't, just be honest. Instead of texting this person being super dry and just like lame, that just makes the other person feel shitty because it's like, well, they're still answering me, so they must want to talk to me, but they don't seem like they want to talk to me. So then just don't. If you are being a dry texter on purpose because you're hoping the person gets the hint, they're probably not going to get the hint because like you're still answering them. So they're probably not going to get the hint. So just cut it out and don't talk to them. However, if you do want to talk to this person, but maybe you can't help it because this is just how you are, it's just how you text, whatever the reason may be, here are some little tidbits that in my opinion work, and just these are the things I've come up with. Now, going along with what I just said of if you don't want to talk to the person, like, just don't. One of the main things I feel is don't wait forever to respond, because that kind of just makes it so you can't even have a conversation, if that makes sense. I mean, this is like your best friend or maybe even your significant other that you've been with for a while. Unless you're actually having a conversation, you don't necessarily, I guess, need to respond that fast. But like, for example, if you're talking to someone new, like someone you just started seeing, you probably don't want to be a dry texter because you want to get to know them. And especially in this pandemic, we aren't supposed to be going out and meeting new people, let alone meeting with people at all. So responding quickly is a good thing. If I'm trying to have a conversation with someone, and I mean, I'm not even talking Snapchat, this is texting, so at least you can see the messages prior and you don't forget what you said. I'm not saying you have to respond to me that second, but like within 5 minutes or 10 minutes max would be nice, because then we can keep the conversation flowing. Otherwise, there is no flow and then there's no conversation. Now, not responding for a long time is annoying, but also making sure you have a good response is key. Now, don't respond with K all the time. Just the letter K. I mean, if you're pissed, and you're in a fight or whatever, you're just like, K, sure. But I mean, if you're having a conversation with someone, like, don't give them one word, really, let alone one answer, just being K. You need to like give more and actually respond to what they're saying. Like, you need to answer their questions in detail, not like excruciating, intense detail, but like detail. Like, you need to match like the vibe or their energy, like what they're putting out, you need to give back. So if they're, you know, sending you like good questions and keeping it going and really trying to keep this conversation alive, you need to also match that and give that back to them. If they're sending a text bubble like this big, you should send one that big. Just like that kind of stuff. Now, things to talk about can vary, but I feel as though a perfect way to keep the conversation going is to talk about interesting things. Like, don't make the conversation weird. Like, especially also to don't try and be pushy and like try and get someone to open up before they're ready to. It needs to be natural. Like, if this is the third day you're talking, maybe don't start asking them about their like past mental illness unless they voluntarily give up that information and they bring it up. Then maybe you can poke around but still be cautious. There's some things I feel that like wait, like some conversations that like you gotta wait to have. But I just mean like what your favorite movie is, what you're taking in school, something that's interesting to you, but nothing weird and personal. Like I said, don't try to get someone to open up. They'll open up if and when they're ready. Like, you can't force the conversation. That's the other thing. So like I said at the very beginning of this video, if you're not interested, don't try and force it. People can tell. So just be like, I'm not interested, and move along. Asking what are you doing every like third text is just not it. I feel like what's up is very like, you wake up in the morning, or maybe you haven't texted for a few hours, then you can kind of say it, like, but you can't say that like once every hour because it's going to be probably the same. Usually for me, I would say like, what's up if we're texting in the morning, like it'd be like, hey, they say, hey, I say what's up, or like something like that. Or if it's like, we've already talked during that day, maybe we stopped texting at like 12 o'clock or 1, now it's after dinner, going on into the evening, then I feel like you can say what's up again, because obviously you're probably still in bed or heading to work in the morning. Now work's done or whatever, maybe you're going out, so it's then it's appropriate to say what's up. But you can't be saying, what are you doing, what's up, every like 20 minutes or every hour on the hour. That doesn't do anything. I feel like also in certain ways trying to avoid just simple yes or no questions is helpful. I mean, I feel like that also kind of can be on the other person's end. So like, what are your interests? I know that can be a very tricky question because it's so broad. So that's why I feel like another thing would be to ask more specific questions, but not so specific. They're just yes or no. But like I said, with that being said, it can be the other person's, not job, but like they can kind of help you out. So if someone said to me, do you like outer space? I'd say no. Or if someone said, do you have a dog? I'd say yes. They could then follow up with another question like, why don't you like outer space, or what kind of dog do you have? But I could also voluntarily give them that information and say, no, I don't like outer space because it freaks me out. Yes, I have a dog and she's a cockapoo, like a poodle and a cocker spaniel. I can then give up information too. So like I said, you need a match what they're giving out, because having a conversation is a two-way street. It definitely takes two to tango when you're talking to somebody. I know this wasn't a crazy amount of tips, but that is kind of just all I could really muster up. Leave a like if you enjoyed and you found any of these tips helpful at all. Leave a comment down below if you have any other tips and tricks and different ways to not be a dry texter. As always, I hope you enjoyed, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye guys.